The Bourne Legacy, the fourth chapter of that billion-dollar franchise, is headed to theaters this weekend. The new movie is a reboot for the action series. It stars Edward Norton and Jeremy Renner. They're with us now here in Studio 57, and we are pleased about that. Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Both of you, what is it that makes a great franchise series?
Ooh, I don't know. There's a lot of good franchises out there, isn't there?
I mean, I think, you know, they are. I think, you know, some are fun because they're a little bit more fantastical. You know, they're superhero kind of things.
Yeah.
But I think the Bourne ones, which we're all fans of, I think distinguish themselves because they feel a little closer to the ground. They feel like maybe that's what's happening behind the headlines that we read in a more authentic way.
Yeah.
And you play Aaron Cross, a guy who was not really in the Robert Ludlum novels.
Right.
And so what's his story?
So his, you know, the backstory on him really is, you know, the fuel really is a guy that really just wants to belong. I think like most people on the planet, we all sort of want to belong to feel like you have a reason to exist. And whether it was the military that he initially sort of joined, and then signing up to join this new program, not unlike Treadstone that birthed Jason Bourne. There's another program called Outcome that birthed Aaron Cross. And again, a guy that just wants to belong and be part of a team and work with Edward's character.
And Edward's character runs the whole thing.
Yeah,
it's interesting because you two have an adversarial relationship, but you don't spend a lot of time on screen together. You don't spend a lot of time.
In fact, you saw all of it. Just that.
Really, all kidding aside, that was sort of the scene. And I read, Jeremy, that you were reluctant to take this role. And I looked at the script and we watched the movie, and I thought, what was your hesitation?
Before I saw the script, it was certainly consider how that would affect my lifestyle.
Your personal life.
Yeah. I mean, it was only a pause for like 3 hours, but I certainly wanted to consider it because I literally was in the just finished mission. I was in the middle of Hansel and Gretel. I still had the Avengers to go shoot, and now they're asking like, should we go do this? I'm like, wow, hold on a second. Let me just think for a minute. Yeah, because creatively, of course, man. You know, here's a hand, there's an arm. Take it. I mean, it's a brilliant role and script. So, but yeah, I just want to take a pause for a second and think about the next 10, 15 years of my life. What'd that be like?
What'd you come up with?
Well, it was more what my mom said. She just thinks, stop being an idiot and take the role, would you?
Listen to your mom. That's what I would say.
They call and say, you know, we're in a recession, right? You know that, right?
Exactly.
You have a job.
You're complaining about having to do 5 movies that are really, really good.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's what they call uptown problems.
That's why we have moms.
Uptown problems.
That is a problem. So what's the conflict here? Give us the storyline so we can explore why this is interesting.
I think that it flows seamlessly, literally out of the tail end of the last film, even overlapping it, and I think it's sort of like, you know, those Russian dolls where you there's the little one, and in this film you sort of go to the next level of Russian doll and realize that the story up to now has been nested within a larger reality of a department that's been running not only the Bourne program, but the one that Jeremy's character is a part of, and it literally just picks up a level and lets you see the larger the ramifications of what's taken place in the first film.
The film too, your stunt work was amazing. Was that all you all the time? There were a couple of scenes that I thought, how in the world did he pull that off?
Yeah, it was a great sort of challenge every day to do those things. You know, it would have been a great disservice if I couldn't do those things in a very, very visceral, sort of authentic movie.
Look at this chase scene they're showing. This is one of the great chase scenes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's both in cars, it's running on top of buildings. It's all shot in Manila.
Yes.
And in the end, there's a great motorcycle chase, which we're seeing right, was in the end of part of it there.
Yeah.
I could do quite a few of those things, but not all of them. You know what I really want to, especially with Rachel on the back.
Exactly right.
Exactly.
Yeah. But Rachel's character, she's central to this because she plays the doctor who has created this. Well, you tell us.
Yeah. You know, it's really kind of interesting because it's like really an engine, and they all need each other to work. We have some really great carved out scenes that allow for accessibility and understanding the fuel and why these people are doing what they're doing and where they need to go and what the conflict.
Is it an advantage to work with a director who's been involved with the project, the creation of the characters for film, and at the same time has written the screenplay?
I love an author director, because I think, and Tony's a really good example of someone who's, you know, the specificity with which he's, you know, chasing his own voices, and especially in a jigsaw puzzle kind of a movie, when the architect of the puzzle is also the guy who's implementing it in some ways. It's very helpful, I think.
I want to talk about Aurora for just a second, because after the terrible shooting in Colorado, there were calls for Hollywood. Think about the violence, rethink the violence. Where should we stand on that? Even Harvey Weinstein the other day was saying it's something that he struggles with. What do you all say about that now?
It's just my personal opinion, but I feel like there's something deeper that we need to confront about why these things are happening in all kinds of contexts. You know, that's not to say that I don't think that artists have to think